Hey folks, want to come at you with a little bit of news, then we're going to get into some water storage tips, so hang on. Hey folks, Orlando Prepper coming at you today. When I started this channel, I wanted it to be a little different than most of the other prepper channels where all you hear is doom and gloom and all the bad in the world, but the way things are developing right now, I think there's something going on that I really need to point out to you just in case you hadn't heard about it. I haven't seen a lot about it in the lamestream media, and that is the way Russia is changing their oil business. Um, Up to this point, all the oil exchanges in the world were made in US dollars. Every country in the world that bought oil from another country used the basic US dollar as their currency. It's called oil dollars, actually, but it's based on US currency. A couple of days ago, Russia decided that they would accept the Chinese yuan, the Chinese currency, for their oil purchases, which China kicked up after the U.S. shut down Russian oil imports. China stepped up to help Russia out, and they're buying that excess oil at a discounted price. And that's not unusual. I mean, we knew right along all the way that China and Russia was in this together. And it played out exactly that way. But now here's the biggest problem about what happened with that. Now Saudi Arabia is considering taking Chinese currency for their oil. And India is stepping on board. They're looking at it. They're really not on board yet, but they're looking into it. Belarus jumped on board right away with Russia. So they're basically trying to devalue the US dollar on the world market. If that happens, we're in trouble. We really are in trouble. Our currency is going to drop tremendously. So kind of keep your eye on that. Not saying a doom and gloom kind of thing here because they may get into it. It might not work out. We just have to wait and see. But now let's get on to the water storage. Wanted to hit on that because it's pretty important, but let's move on here. We're all going to need water. Number one thing you need to live is water. So if we ever get to a point where your water supply is shut off, you're going to have to get it somewhere. I pointed out a couple of ways in videos before how you can get drinking water with a life straw, or you can boil it, or something similar to that. But today, I'm going to show you a couple of storage techniques that I use here in the suburban homestead, I guess you'd say, that are an option outside of just storing bottles of water. But you can always do that. You can always do that. When you do store water, get distilled water. Now, I received a message from somebody on a video I did earlier when I recommended using distilled water. And they said that distilled water is bad for you. It draws nutrients out of your body. Well, actually, I couldn't find anything to support that. Those folks out there that know me personally, you know how I am. I just instantly started researching that. Distilled water is high in oxygen. That's good for your body. And we all know when you expel water, it takes the bad stuff out of your body. That's what it's supposed to do. And distilled water works no different. It just doesn't put the impurities into your body that you find in regular drinking water or in regular filtered water. Distilled water has none of the impurities in it at all for you to put into your body, and they're not there to go bad as you store your water. So I gotta recommend distilled water. Very, very highly recommend that. It costs maybe 15 cents more a gallon than drinking water, but it's worth it in the long run if you're storing it the way I do, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I have two systems here that I use for water, and I'm going to show them to you right now. So here they are. All right, we're going to start with the water storage for the garden. As you can see, the downspout on the gutter here. See these screws? I have a strainer in the gutter to keep any solids from going down in here best as possible. Here's a little kit you can get from Home Depot that connects a water barrel to your gutter. And the way this thing is made, water will collect in the center of this, and once the barrel is full, then it flows around the outside, down and out like it normally would, but it flows into the barrel. You also get in that kit the spigot for the bottom of your barrel. You can see I have this elevated. That was to increase the water pressure a little bit, and it works out great. I got 55 gallons there. It filled up really quick, surprisingly quick. But we use that to water the garden, which is right over here. You can see we got a pretty good lettuce crop going. We got cabbages, we got tomatoes. We got quite a variety in our elevated garden there. So that's what this water is used for. Okay, now for our drinkable water, we have the blue water storage barrel. Wherever you see these, they are food grade barrels, the blue ones. You can store drinking water in those. I buy distilled water, 3 to 5 gallons at a time, pour it into this barrel. You can get a hand pump that screws in here and just pump it out as you need it. But I store distilled water because all the impurities have been taken out of it. It won't go bad. You can store this water practically forever as long as you have it sealed up and nothing gets in to contaminate it. So there's an idea. If you watch the local Craigslist in your area, you can run across these barrels pretty cheap sometimes. I've seen them as low as 25 bucks a piece, but they seem to get sold very quickly. You have to jump on that listing right away, or you're just not going to get one. People are just buying them up like crazy. Or you can go to a retailer like Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Rural King, Lowe's. They also sell these barrels. But if you'll get you one, pour you in a few gallons at a time like I do, before you know it, it'll be full. You're not really spending a lot of money because you're only buying these gallons, 1 to 3, 10, whatever you want to do. You can buy distilled water for about $1.25 a gallon. So you spread that out over a month, 2 months, 3 months to fill this barrel up. That's not a big investment, and it's well worth the price if you ever need to use this water. There they are, just a couple of barrels. Got one hooked to the gutter, as you saw. The other's out near my shed. Add that water to it. If you don't have those barrels and you want to store gallons of water, a lot of retailers like Walmart, Target, Publix, places like that, they sell them in a case with 3 gallons in it that are stackable. So you might want to consider doing that too. But water's hard to store. It takes up a lot of room. Hopefully this will help you out some. But you should also consider using like water filters, Brita water filters, any other kind of water filter you'll find in a retailer or camping, sporting goods supply store. Catadon makes some great ones. That's what I use. Catadon Vario, I believe is the name of it. Works great, easy, pump action, no big deal. You might want to consider getting one of those as well. So, now, with that, we got business taken care of. Let's have some fun. Right over there, right in front of me, I got a box full of goodies I'm going to give away on March 31st during a live event at 8 p.m. You have to be there to win, okay? You got to shoot me an email before that. In that email subject, just put contest. And then in the text of the email, just put your full name, first name, last name, and your email address. It's already there, I know, but that makes it easier for me to respond to you after you win. And you're going to win, I hope. Hope everybody can win. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. Now, going to ask you to do me some favors. You know what they are. Stay strong. Believe in the principles this country was founded on. Practice them every day. God bless us all. Orlando Prepper is out.